Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today is Monday, October 3rd. And today I'm going to talk about the difference between empathy and sympathy. I'm not going to go too much in detail, like the exact, all the differences, because there's so many little differences if you actually read the descriptions or the definitions and do a little research on it. But I'd say the basics, but I want to specify why understanding this difference, not actually the words, but what the different things that you can do with your feelings and understanding people and helping you in your business. So the way I view it, the basic difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is that you could understand people's feelings, like, hey, I understand that. I see what's happening to you and understand what's happening to you. Kind of like a little bit on the outside of it. Empathy is actually feeling, being there with them more, feeling the feelings with them, where they feel that you're there. It's kind of like, I guess the word is this, or the first thing, and I think I'm more of a sympathetic person than an empathetic person, because I feel like I'm a corrector. I want to correct things. Example, like if someone says, oh, I want to be a silver lining type person. So someone says, oh my gosh, my closing is supposed to happen Monday, but it's not going to happen till Thursday, and they're all upset over that. And then I would say something like, but don't worry, luckily you're closing this week. You're not closing 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. And then I start telling a story about that could happen, because I always feel like sympathetic for people because they don't understand how it could be worse. Do you know what I mean? If someone says, oh my gosh, the buyer or the seller just called me, we need to move in on Monday, and they said the house they're moving into, they can't get into this week, they got to go into the next week, and we got to move everything the next, a week later. And then I put on my sympathy, oh yeah, I've been through that before, we've helped people before, but great news is, but the silver lining is your sellers are still selling, and you're going to move into this house. It might not be Monday, but you're going to move into this house, because we've had situations where all of a sudden, a week before closing, the seller can't sell anymore for some reason. Maybe the person buying their house fell through. Maybe something happened, a lien popped up on the property they couldn't correct. It's happened. And then I'm always the sympathetic. I help agents every day. And this is what I want to get into the deep of the empathy. Or let me just put a little twist on it, of sometimes agents, I don't know if you want to consider this empathy, but they take on the emotions of the client. When I say you got to dance on the line between having that emotion with them, but also being connected with them, and explain, I care, I'm here for you, I understand your feelings, but I'm not, in your head, I'm like, I'm not bringing myself down to that feelings, because how am I going to help them get to the next stage or help them with the situation if I have the same feelings? Because sometimes those feelings get in the way. Example, I'll go back to those examples. Sometimes, let me say sometimes, every month, when you close 200 plus houses a year or a month, this is going to happen, where delays and closings. And I've had agents that take on the emotions of their client, feel that they need to be the champion of their client and bring on those emotions. They're upset, they're mad, they're sad, they're frustrated. And that agent takes on all that emotion to show their client that I'm right there with you. I'm feeling it with you. It's important to me. But then when you bring that to the table to the other agent, that's you need to work together to figure out, resolve the situation. And then the agent's getting upset, the emotions. Oh my gosh, I don't know how many times a month I get a call from one of my agents. Is emotions of, whoa, where are all these emotions coming? This agent did this, that buyer did this, the seller, oh my God, that bad loan, oh, the title company, blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on and on. And I feel that when that kind of happens, because that's not our house, it's not the title company's house, it's not the loan officer's house, it's not the other agent's house. Why sometimes that we go too far with the empathy and sympathy, if you want to kind of combine those with the emotions. So the point I want to make today, if this is making any sense to you, is that you have to find that good fine line of explaining the empathy, the sympathy. You know you're there. You feel it. You're there with them, and you're going to walk them through, and they know that you're going to walk through it. And then when they're not around, when they're not part of the conversation, that caring and that empathy or sympathy is still there because you want to help these people. But then when you start talking to another party that does not have that sympathy or empathy that you have, because it's not affecting their lives, they might not be all that bad. They're just trying to be helpful. They just don't show the emotion that you have for your clients sometimes. And I see agents get upset. And then an argument starts. They say things like, you don't understand the importance of this. And sometimes I sit there on the phone at least several times a month and have to put the pieces together and try to find out who has the most to lose in a situation, so we can try to figure out who needs the help the most. And it might not always be our client, if that makes sense. Example, I have a client that wants to move into a house on Monday. They have a moving truck. The seller, for some reason, their place they're going to is delayed. I like using this app because it happens often. And they have nowhere to live. And maybe financially they have all of their stuff. Their stuff is stuck in their house. Maybe our buyer has some leeway. Their people buying their house or wherever they're moving from, they could sit and wait a little bit. They're not going to be out, other than they're upset. They wanted to move Monday, but financially they could, maybe they're living with family. Maybe they have another 3 or 4 or 5, 6 a week later left on their rent, whatever. And we have to go and put the pieces together. So sometimes we have to have sympathy or empathy for someone that's not our client, because they have more to lose than that, and we have to get everybody together and bring that to a close. So again, I know this might sound a little confusing, but I don't like being in these situations sometimes because it's not fun for our buyers or sellers and the emotions of it, but I enjoy helping and opening everybody's eyes a little bit of like where we need to go to get things corrected. I enjoy being that voice of reason. I have the sympathy for our clients as we've been through it so many times in 30 years in the business of things that happen. There's very rare there's a situation that's a buyer or seller is upset at that we haven't been through before. And that's where you have to reach to. So for any agent out there, especially Century 21 Homestart agents, call me. Anytime you see you need the help and the guidance with sympathy or empathy for our clients, buyers or sellers or whoever it is, call me. I'll help you through that. Any other agent, any other company, you've got to contact someone in your office that has been through these scenarios before. And I'm sorry to say that there are some agents that have been in the business. Not sorry to say, congratulations to them. So they've been in the business decades. I get in that conversation almost once a month with another agent, either our agent, another agent. Go, I've been in the business 30 years. This has never happened. I don't know how to handle this. I've been in the business just as long, and it's happened to me all the time. So go to the people that have been through the experience and have that emotion and have that sympathy or empathy because they've been through it. Not just because they have to have someone with that experience, right? You want to learn wherever you are in life. You want to learn and have guidance from the people that have done it before, have gone through that before. How can you really have sympathy or empathy for anybody that you don't even know how to handle a situation? And that's all the newer agents. Our agents haven't been through things. There's going to be things you haven't been through. you got to find the people that can help you with that. So reach out for help. And you're never alone in this business, even if you're, I'll just say this, even if you're a company, you don't really have a mentor or another agent. I have agents I talk to every month that are at different companies, that just, it feels better for them wherever they're at, but they reach out to me and I'm happy to help. I love to help. It doesn't matter. I'm an open book. So that's it. Sorry, I took too much of your time today about sympathy or empathy. Remember, reach out to me, call, text, email me anytime. I'll put you on my schedule and help you out with whatever you need. So have a great Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday. Bye-bye.